Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ColoradoSports.TV, bringing you all the live coverage from Mayday Mayhem 2015 here in beautiful, rainy Loveland, Colorado. I feel like I'm in Seattle.
Or England.
Or England, yes. I'm Bangers and Smash. I'm going to be joined on the mic by
Holly Sheet, hello.
The beautiful Holly Sheet with purple hair today. For those of you, since you can't really... Oh, actually, you can see us right now. Turn away from... So let's run through who we got coming up next. We got Rage City Rollers, Rage City All-Stars, taking on the Cheyenne Roller Derby Capital Stars. And I'll go ahead and run through Rage City.
Yeah.
We've got 100 Lil Red Vet, number 12, New England Pat Riot, number 202 Tiger, number 2112 Old Derby Basher, number 212 Hot Donna, number 227 Volatile Violet, got a little fast there. 26 Batman, 313 Wicked Speedia, number 49 Ice Crystal, number 50 Deuce Gunner, number 66 Painmaker Sally, number 76 Genetically Evil, number 93 Jack in Her Box.
Thank you. And playing in orange today, we have the Cheyenne Roller Derby's Capital All-Stars. We've got today number 101 Screwella DeVille, number 1112 Vivian Layamout, number 123 Hooked on Onyx, number 151 MC Slammer, number 210 Bangarang Faye, number 222 Karen Your Ass Up, number 24 Rockscar, number 27 Her Majesty, number 311 Roll Pounce, number 333 Miss Enigma, number 35 Bomb Dylan, number 57 Bisco Fever, number 61 Boom Boom Becky, and number 7 Hannah Smash Turner.
Alrighty, and we are actually just about to hear the whistle. I see the 5-second. Up to jam for the Capitals is number 27, Her Majesty, in orange, and then in the black, it's number 66, Painmaker Sally, jamming for Rage City.
Her Majesty trying to force her way through up on that inside line, knocked to the inside, but comes back on legally, makes her way round. Oh no, sorry, it was a cut track. So lead has been given to Painmaker Sally for Rage City.
And in a power jam right off the first jam, Painmaker Sally comes through, steps over the apex, picking up all 5 points. And she's just burning up the track, getting back to the pack that is standing still waiting for her to come in. A little bit of offense from Gunner there. Helps to stretch out the pack. Painmaker Sally, though, a good hit there delivered by, that is Hannah Smash Tana, spinning her out and into the outfield.
Hannah Smash Tana providing a lot of big hits in the games yesterday. She was very, very effective at knocking jammers down and out. We've now had Her Majesty back released from the box, but just as she hits the back of the pack, that jam's called to an end. 10 points given to Rage City Roller Girls, a 0 for the Capital All-Stars, with 28 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
That was just a crazy first jam for Cheyenne. To pick up a cut on the first jam is tough. I imagine they're going to be looking to come back a little stronger here. Roll Pounce on the jam line for Cheyenne, and the jammer for Rage City is currently hidden. I will let you know it is Lil Red Vet. I saw her face pop up there. And Lil Red Vet really pushing it to the front of the pack, driving Screw out of play, gets the lead jammer call for Rage City.
Rage City's taken down to just 2 blockers, but they're doing a fantastic job of just holding back. Roll Pounce, she just darts away over the leg of number 26, Batman, breaking free of the pack, but we have got Little Red Vet now on scoring. Passes by her the last blocker, picks up the 4 points, and calls that jam to an end.
Rolling off the blocker. Just a real seamless, like just going to roll off, but nice and easy.
A solid start here for Rage City.
Very. They're coming in strong and hard, and Cheyenne just not able to make any headway really with their blockers, and even down to just 2 blockers. The blockers were doing an awesome job there. Up next jam is Ice Crystal for Rage City, and for Cheyenne it's MC Slamma.
Rage City with 2 blockers.
MC Slammer comes through on the outside line. There was a nice hole for her. As she came through, she took a hit to the outfield, fell into the outfield, has to recycle. She did manage to go ahead and get lead, though.
She did indeed, so she's currently lead, even though she's been recycled back behind the pivot line.
Ice Crystal up front, taken down by Bisco, and Hannah Smash Tana also recycled all the way back.
MC Slammer now trying to force her way up that inside line, but we've now got 4 blockers back on for Rage City All-Stars.
Neither jammer making a whole lot of headway here. Bisco being sent out on a direction of gameplay penalty is going to put Cheyenne down a blocker. MC Slammer, though, has made it out of the pack. She was already lead prior to that because she was swallowed back up by the pack.
Absolutely, but it's taken her nearly a whole minute now to come back round. She's hitting that black 4 wall. Very solid work, knocking her to the outside line. And she decides enough is enough, calls that jam to an end.
So Cheyenne putting up 2 points on the board. They're going to correct the scoreboard there. They started to give those points to Rage City.
A little bit presumptuous, maybe.
Just a little.
Just a little.
And joining her is Miss Enigma.
Alrighty, so up to jam this time for Rage City. It's Genetically Evil, and on the Cheyenne side of the star, it's Miss Enigma.
Staying on the same side of the jam line. As they come towards the back of the pack, we have got Capitals down to just 3 blockers. Genetically Evil trying to force them out of play. She manages to do so, takes the outside line, picks up lead jammer.
Miss Enigma, meanwhile, stuck behind Hot Donna at the back there. Hot Donna has been one of the tough blockers for Rage City this weekend, and she shows it in every game. Meanwhile, Genetically Evil comes along on the inside line, picks up all 5 points on the pass.
Indeed, it's just Karen Yarasup, who was there just trying to provide some offensive play. She just left the defensive on that pass to try and break her jammer out.
She runs foul.
And it looks like Miss Enigma went for a jump on the inside and actually did not land it, picking up a cutting the track penalty. So now it is a power jam for Genetically Evil, who just picked up another 5 on the last pass.
This is precisely what Capitals don't want. 1 blocker left on track, power jam against them. And as we can see, Genetically Evil just making an easy progress through that pack.
KY was really following her there, but it was just too tough. With just one person, it's really hard to stop a jammer. Another 5 points by Genetically Evil. Cheyenne now back up to 2 blockers on the track there. They're orienting themselves to try to find a good way to hold up this power jam and stop from giving up too many more points.
Managing to slow down Genetically Evil, but not in time. We have had Miss Enigma come back onto the track, and just at the very last moment picking up yet again another cut track penalty. So she will start the next jam in the penalty box. Again, another power jam for Rage City. They got 20 points on this power jam. This is going to be absolutely devastating at the moment for the Capitals. We've had just over 6 minutes into this game, and they've lost 2 power jams in a row.
Still plenty of time for Cheyenne to fix things up, though. The points aren't out of hand yet, but no. Cheyenne really needs to clean up the cutting the track penalties there. Painmaker Sally jamming for Cheyenne. Already out front, Hannah Smash Tana, the last to go, and she's lead jammer.
Lead jammer call goes to Painmaker Sally.
Capitals taken down to just 2 blockers on the track.
On track at this point.
Ooh, Hannah Smash Tana doing a very good job of slowing down Painmaker Sally, but she spins off that hit and finds a way through on that inside line.
And as we come back around, Painmaker Sally meets the pack, waiting for, again, Hannah Smash Tana and Bangerang Faye. This time, both forming a wall and able to shove Painmaker Sally out as Miss Enigma returns to the track from the penalty box.
Some very good recycling happening here by the Capitals. Hannah Smash Tana
out of the box and trying to get herself
bringing the opposition. Painmaker Sally trying to go in nice and low there, but unable to get her shoulders through on the hips.
Miss Enigma, meanwhile, finds her way to the front side of the pack. She's now coming in for a scoring pass, but Painmaker Sally's aware where she is going to get her 5 and get out of the jam.
10 more points added to Rage City Roller Girls' total. It's bringing their total now to 44, playing against 2, with 22 and a half minutes remaining in this half.
This has just been crazy. And this time we're going to start with almost a full pack. Her Majesty on the line for Cheyenne in the orange, and in the black, Little Red Vet for Rage City. And Rage City down 1 blocker this time, so advantage Cheyenne. This could help Cheyenne make some more momentum on the board.
Indeed, Capitol's taking that front row, but it is Little Red Vet who picks up Lead Jammer, having pushed through the wall at the back, powering it through her own team's wall.
Her Majesty not too far behind, hits outside the pack. She is coming in hard and fast, looking to close up the gap between her and Little Red Vet, at least to try to keep points and maybe get some for herself.
Ooh.
She comes in heavy, 4 points awarded for Rage City, and Her Majesty driving through the 4th whistle picks up 3 points for herself.
And she picks up a great 4 points to get Cheyenne up to the 6-point mark.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, I misread that. It looks like 3 points to Rage City, 4 points for Cheyenne.
Some powerful jamming there by Her Majesty. She picked up that pace, she didn't stop, and it worked in absolutely to her favor.
Alrighty, as we get going, Ice Crystal for Rage City and Roll Pounce for Cheyenne. Ice Crystal up at the front of the pack there, but the 3-wall being formed by Cheyenne's blockers are really giving her a hard time. The pack now starting to stretch out. Again, it's Bangarang Faye and Hannah Smashed Hannah. They are able to shove Ice Crystal to the outfield, and Roll Pounce comes out past Tiger. Last second there, she picks up lead and then is shoved to the outfield.
Roll Pounce bringing herself on all the way around the back of the pack. She was looking towards her bench just to seek clarification, but I think she's taken the safe route, kept the lead status. We have had a break now from the Rage City Roller Girls. And Roll Pounce picks up a cut penalty at the very end of that jam as it's called off.
This seems to be a favorite penalty on this track. Yesterday, when I called on this track, there were a number of track-cutting penalties, and they really did make a big difference in the final outcome of the game. And it looks like we're going to see the same thing here. Now, we're not anywhere close to the end of this game, and there's not a huge point spread, but still, Cheyenne's really got to clean up the cutting the track penalties there.
Take a shot at this power start, 4-wall by Cheyenne to get things started.
All right, so the jammer for Rage City is taking a beating. It is Genetically Evil. She's shoved to the infield. Cheyenne doing a real good job trying to kill this penalty. Just carrying your ass up at the front there, holding up Evil, but she is through for lead jammer.
Yeah, Capitol's taken down to 2 blockers. Out of play, penalties being issued. The Rage City Roll Girls also down to just 3. Genetically Evil now hits that 2-wall, and they're doing a fantastic job of slowing her down as Roll Pounce has made her way out from the penalty box, darts around the edge and cuts up that inside line, has now broken on her initial pass.
Alrighty, so as we go through, coming back in, Evil sees where Roll Pounce is. She's going to call it off. She was able to get past the 1 blocker on the track, which earns her all 4 points since everybody else was sitting in the box.
It's a good way to get your points racked up.
And we're going to start with a very light pack. It is Painmaker Sally on the line for Rage City and MC Slamma for Cheyenne. Both teams are down right now. Cheyenne is really down. Just Hannah Smashed Hannah out there. I think Painmaker Sally's going to be looking to take the lead on this one pretty quick. And she's able to avoid that big hit from Hannah Smashed Hannah and right out lead jammer.
Very good work there, keeping herself on the track. Lovely agile work by Painmaker Sally. MC Slamma being recycled behind the whole entire pack as Painmaker Sally now hits on a scoring pass, darting underneath that thrown hit in there by number 35, who was Bomb Dylan.
Happy birthday to Bomb Dylan. It is her birthday today.
Indeed.
Great way to spend your birthday playing roller derby with your mates.
Absolutely.
MC Slamma out and looking to come in for score. Now the question is, Evil sees that she's coming in, or I'm sorry, Painmaker Sally sees she's coming in, calls off the jam from the floor. 9 points for Rage City. Cheyenne calling for a timeout. Now this is going to be something they need to do. They need to get together and figure out what is going on with the penalty calls here. They are just constantly bleeding blockers, and also their jammers are just giving up way too many power jams here, and that's why we're seeing such a big score differential. On the track, when they're on the track, they're showing a really good game, but they're really struggling to just keep people on the track.
Indeed, we've currently got Hannah Smashtana in the queue for the penalty box. That's why she's remaining on track, as well as the two blockers currently sat in there. When they're on the track, as you said, they're working fantastically well together. Some really big hits from Hannah Smashtana, some fantastic slow blocking, really good positional work when they're together. But when they're down to just one player, two player on track, it's so hard to keep your team together. It's so easy for the opposition to split you apart and just get easy points.
You're absolutely right, Holly. So I hear now we're being an official review being called. I am looking to see if who is going to be doing. It looks like the official right now is pointing at the Cheyenne bench. So official review Cheyenne is going to be my guess, because the scoreboard is not updated to tell us who's actually doing the official review. If we find out information, we'll let you know.
It did look like there was some clarification taking place in the penalty box, but we have not been given any details. We can only inform you of what we've seen, not what we've heard.
And now the official review was signaled and then it ended, so I'm guessing, but it must have still just been a timeout in progress, because they were only charged a timeout to Cheyenne.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we get back into the action here. We've got Little Red Vet taking on Her Majesty. Little Red Vet makes her way out really fast. Lead jammer going to Little Red Vet.
We've had a star pass. Fantastic work there by Her Majesty, reaching around to Bangarang Faye, who's now got the star on her head. The Little Red Vet darting, easy baiting to the outside, picks that inside line, nice and open. 4 points added onto Rage City's score. They're now 65 playing against 6, and we've got 17 minutes and change left in this half. Don't forget, if you are watching us on ColoradoSports.TV, please do press that donate button. They're doing a wonderful job to bring you the whole weekend of fantastic roller derby action, so please press that donate button.
Up next to jam for Cheyenne is Roll Pounce, number 311, and Ice Crystal, number 49 for Rage City. And it is Diet Pack right now. Roll Pounce makes quick work of it. Lead jammer goes to Cheyenne. Ice Crystal doesn't waste her time either. About 40-ish feet between the two of them. Roll Pounce is definitely going to be going in for score, and much needed score for Cheyenne. She's around, calls off the jam, and 4 points go on the board for Cheyenne. And that was a good call off. I mean, it looked really close there at the back of the pack, but no points awarded.
It did. I think we had one of the opposition players just being sent off the track. It did look from our angle that that was a pass, but 0 points held there. Cheyenne managing to keep the points all in their favour. 65 plays 10.
MC Slamma on the jam line for the Capitals, and for the Rage City All-Stars, it is Genetically Evil. Again, Rage City still has the advantage in the pack, 3-2 in the pack, and we see Genetically Evil get up front, up against Vivian, lay him out, and out of the pack.
She's now providing some blocking, but it doesn't work out as she wants it to. She calls that jam to an end. That was really good work to see her doing. I could see she was trying to recycle the opposition jammer back into the pack, but unfortunately with the packs being so small, that's a very risky move to make.
Yeah, it was tough. And then MC Slamma was able to get right in front of her.
Absolutely.
One thing we've noticed, definitely I've noticed from this weekend, the footwork has been fantastic. So some fantastic footwork. Yes, Supercar, Synergy on the West Texas. Beautiful footwork.
We've still got a blocker per team in the penalty box, so 3-on-3 in the pack.
Her Majesty jamming for Cheyenne, and Painmaker Sally for Rage City. Painmaker Sally does some fancy footwork at the back of the pack there, and then finds that outside line. She's right through. Easy work for lead jammer. Her Majesty goes to take the outside as well. Gunner, last second, tries to knock her out, but she's able to break free as well. Painmaker Sally coming in. Bomb Dylan with a nice hit, takes her to the outfield, forces that call off. No points Cheyenne, 2 points Rage City.
Some very good presence work there by Her Majesty, really pushing on the pressure. And when she's jamming round, it's just unbelievable the speed and the pace that she picks up. Any jammer, any opposition jammer will feel her breathing down their neck as soon as they've broken from that pack.
You're correct, and I see that all the time, and especially in a situation where she's not able to attain lead, she's very quick to turn on the speed. All right, Little Red Vet taking on
Quick on the working here, just trying to find some gaps.
Roll Pounce for this jam. Little Red Vet way up front. Bangerang Faye, though, really leaning into her, trying to get her out. Hannah Smash Tana now the last one to go. Roll Pounce picks up a cut track at the back of the pack there. Little Red Vet picking up lead, though, was able to come right back on the track.
Pack's absolutely static as Little Red Vet makes her way through, taking on that 3-wall at the front. Very good work by the Capitals to slow her down, but a no pack means they have to release, and that's all Little Red Vet needs to break through. 5 more points added to Rage City's total, bringing them currently on 72.
Just getting ready for the
Little Red Vet comes back in, a little bit of offense getting started by her wall, but she didn't need it. She was able to just jump right past everybody. Another 5 in the sky.
That looked like such an easy pass for her as well. She looked like she was taking a walk through the supermarket.
Exactly. I see that a lot with Little Red Vet out there. As Little Red Vet comes back into the pack, she was looking to call it off, but then gets a back block call. So now we have a power jam switch up, and Cheyenne has a power jam for Roll Pounce. It's going to be a full 30 seconds because Roll Pounce was actually coming back on the track as that back block call was going on Little Red Vet. Roll Pounce still on her initial pass, so she's got to get out to start putting points on the board for Cheyenne.
And she manages to sneak away around the outside there.
Now she can start putting some points on the board. Coming around, the pack is waiting for her, but it was a really good penalty kill because Little Red Vet is now coming back onto the track.
Indeed, and we've only got a few seconds left as Roll Pounce is now in there. Little Red Vet picking up yet another penalty, another back block penalty, and that jam comes to an end. This will work really well for the Capitol All-Stars, starting on a power jam and knowing that the Rage City have just picked up 2 power jams, or given away, sorry, 2 power jams for the same penalty. Which is, you'd expect a jammer to come back on track with a little bit more awareness, having picked up a penalty previously. So I think this will be working really well for them. Their mental game should pick up from this jam onwards.
And I think Little Red Vet was coming in hot because there were just a few seconds left and she needed to get those points. And it was just a little too much when she came in. So now Cheyenne, a full 30-second power jam as they go into the jam. MC Slamma fielded as the jammer, comes up. Really good toe-stop work, but she's driven to the infield and has to start the journey over again.
Yeah, brilliant positional blocking by Rage City.
MC Slamma kind of crawling through the pack there. Gets through, no pass, no penalty, though, because she was down as she crawled through the pack. She's eligible for score, but is not lead. So Lil Red Vet coming back from the penalty box, really fighting to get out of there so Cheyenne can't get any points.
Fighting indeed she does. Throws in a hip check on Boom Boom and manages to race her way around, passing the last player. Her coach is almost on the track. So a call off being signaled to Lil Red Vet, comes back off. Big hug to her coach. I think he wanted to be on the track just then.
He did, and shout out to Professor D coaching the Rage City events. He's actually an AFTDA certified announcer, so nice to see him again. He's not doing what I'm used to seeing him do, but he's doing a dang good job bench coaching Rage City. They've been shining stars all weekend long thus far.
10 minutes, 20 seconds left. Rage City on 77, Cheyenne on 19.
So we got Miss Enigma jamming for the Capitals and Genetically Evil jamming for Rage City. Nice shoulder work going on here. Bisco sent to the penalty box. Genetically Evil able to escape around Hannah Smash Tana, lead jammer to Rage City.
Rage City yesterday having one of the opening games and doing a fantastic job of coming from being 7th seed in their pool to getting such a close game. It was brilliant work against their opposition. Genetically Evil having to play as a blocker in that first game. She normally plays as a jammer, and you can see here she's such a strong jammer, picking up 5 points there, just forcing the Capital blockers out of plays. Barely having to pick up her feet. She's just powering through.
Miss Enigma, though, in the pack, passes the star to Vivian Layamout, who does have the star in hand. Genetically Evil, again, showing that she's a stellar jammer for Rage City. Knows what's happening, calls off the jam as she sees that Vivian Layamout coming in. She does get an additional 4 points on the second pass there, for a total of 8 for Rage City during that jam.
Score's now 85-19 in Rage City's favour, and we've got just under 9 minutes left in this half.
We have Her Majesty.
Her Majesty jamming for Cheyenne, and Ice Crystal jamming for Rage City.
Our in-house announcers being incredibly vocal and passing the information on to us. Her Majesty finding that outside line open. Takes a bit of a knock, but she'd already picked up lead jammer.
You ain't gonna stop me. This is my
Her Majesty now turning on the speed. See those sparkly blue shiny skates making their way around the track. Cheyenne hemorrhaging 2 blockers in the pack to penalties as Ice Crystal makes her way out of the front side of the pack. Her Majesty looking to come in for score, but the pack is going at a very rapid pace. She was looking for her blockers to get in and catch somebody.
Her Majesty being pushed side to side, takes a push to that inside line. Now she's got such a powerful stride, and as you said, trying to keep up with that pack and push her way through was tough, so very good work there by Rage City. 2 points, however, for Her Majesty, bringing their score up to 21.
47 seconds and counting. Up to jam 17 as Painmaker Sally takes the star for Rage City. And we have MC Slama for Cheyenne.
Painmaker Sally and MC Slamma on the jam line. Again, we're seeing these really small packs here. Cheyenne down to 2, Rage City down 1 in the pack. So advantage to Rage City as Painmaker Sally makes her way front. It is Hannah Smash 10 and Bangering Faye trying to hold her up, but she's out. But MC Slamma along the outside line overtakes her at the last second there, forcing that call off. That's the second time we've seen these two do that exact same thing. MC Slamma really able to turn on the speed once she gets past the pack.
Absolutely. She was just flying out on the outside line. It's such a tricky line for a jammer to take, let alone to overtake the opposition player. Really powerful jamming coming from the Capitals. It is, as you said, just a shame that they seem to be eaten up by penalties, so their blocking force on the track is being reduced. However, I say that in this jam we've got 4 Capitals blockers on the track and just 3 for Rage City, and Her Majesty uses that advantage, picking up lead jammer nice and quickly.
And she's already almost to the pack again for a scoring pass. Little Red Vet is still hung up by number 101 Screw, and now recycled all the way back, and got to start that journey again. Her Majesty also recycled back, but is on a scoring pass, so she's going for it.
And took her right back.
Her Majesty getting herself back on track. She spins her way around, picks up 4 points.
Cheyenne losing Rockscar for a forearm penalty, so they're down a blocker, but Her Majesty's not letting that affect her at all. She's still coming in, and the defense for Cheyenne is really turned on. Little Red Vet just now escaping a minute into the jam.
Her Majesty takes the outside line. It allows Rage City blockers to pick her back up, and indeed, G-Gunner managing to knock her to the outside. A little bit of help there by number 26, which is Batman. Forcing that call off by Her Majesty. But they've brought their score up to 30 points now, 9 points added on in that jam.
5 points spread in favor of Rage City at this point.
Team timeout being called by Rage City. Maybe getting back together, wondering what they can do about. Little Red Vet had seemed to have so much momentum. They're like able to escape those packs. Looked like Cheyenne finally figured out her thing, and we're able to hold her up. I mean, like I said, for a whole minute that time. Previously, every time we've seen Little Red Vet, she's just blasted out of the pack.
Absolutely. She just shoots out of the pack. I mean, Little Red Vet has got the figure of an ice skater, but she's got the legs to go with it, and she tends to just step her way around the inside line and then powers through. But Her Majesty, again, as we've already said, as I've certainly already said many times, such a powerful stride on her that she can just blast her way around that track, eating up the track in seconds. It's working in the Capitol's favour when she's been jamming. And just remind you, if you are looking to get involved in roller derby and want to find some kits, check out derbysupply.net high altitude. They are online at derbysupply.net, and they've got their store here today. They do custom printing on shirts and caps, so if you've got anything you want making up, if it's your birthday, as it happens to be a certain person's birthday, Bob Dylan on track, you can get yourself some fantastic merchandise.
And we're back into the action on the track. Both jammers fighting to get through. Genetically Evil jamming for Rage City, currently at the front with 2 to beat. The Hanish Smash Tana joining them. Roll Pounce kind of stuck at the back between Batman and Hot Donna. She's able to get past them. They're looking to make it out of the pack. She's out. Lead jammer goes to Roll Pounce. Not far behind her, though, is Genetically Evil. Not a whole lot of space between them at all, not even 10 feet.
We've got a queue of blockers making their way to the box. 2 for 2 in the pack as the pack speeds its way up. Roll Pounce now coming up, catching up, but it's the Capitals who are at the back trying to force their way to the front to pick up points for Roll Pounce. Has she slid past one player?
Absolutely.
She has indeed.
She got 2 points on the, 3 points on the pass, that would be correct. She got past 1 and 2 in the box. I didn't see the thumb as the ref was going around the corner there. So 3 points for Cheyenne. Cheyenne coming back, making a difference here in the last few minutes of this half. Hopefully they can continue to do so and do so in the second half and make a strong comeback. I know that's what they'd like. Rage City now, though, looking to turn up their game too, so they don't change things up here.
MC Slammer for Cheyenne, trying to find a bit of room on the outside line, comes back to the middle and drops down to the floor. In the meantime, we've also got number 49, Ice Crystal, jamming, and she picks up lead jammer for Rage City. MC Slammer taking her time now, just one more blocker to pass. Wonderful sweep there to the outside. MC Slammer sweeps even further and breaks free of the pack.
Good timing by MC Slammer as the whole rest of the pack returned almost right as she broke out the front. Now Ice Crystal coming around for a scoring pass, hits the back of the pack, is forced the call off because MC Slammer was right on her tail. Only able to pick up 1 point on the pass, no points for Cheyenne.
Good pressure there by MC Slammer. As you said, good timing, very fortuitous, but she still powered round and put the pressure on Ice Crystal. And good defensive work by the Capitals to make sure that's just taken down to 1 point.
As we have Paymaker Sally on the gym.
And now this game is the last of the seeding games. In the next bouts that you're going to see is where we actually start playing the bracketed round for who's going to win the tournament on Sunday. So stay tuned all weekend to figure this out. Back to the action on the track. Painmaker Sally jamming for Rage City, able to get around on the outside and grab lead jammer pretty quick there. Miss Enigma, meanwhile, stuck in the pack trying to find her way through. There she goes. She's out and eligible to score.
A lot of weaving there by Miss Enigma. It did get breaker out of the pack, but it took a lot of time to work her way out. And we've got Paymaker Sally
up against Hannah Smash Tana there. She was forced the outside, had to call off the jam. Did pick up all 4 points, though, on the pass.
So with us going into the seeded brackets from this afternoon onwards, so the last game for these two teams, an official timeout being called. Every point will matter for either team, regardless of the outcome now. Every point will be added towards it because the brackets there are going on seeding, but if there is an equal seeding, we're going to be looking at the point score.
Yeah, so points make a big difference in a couple ways. Points make a big difference in this tournament because of seeding, and it also makes a big difference because all of the games being played this weekend are sanctioned, no matter what association it's from. Every game is sanctioned, so sanctioning and rankings matter by points as well. So yeah, you're definitely not going to see Rage City giving up anything, and you're definitely going to see Cheyenne being, turning it on, trying to get more points on the board. Lil Red Vet currently jamming for Rage City, all the way at the front, being held up strongly by a 3-wall of Cheyenne. is still stuck in the pack. At the back, Roll Pounce also having some struggles. She gets taken to the outfield by Gunner. Lead jammer, though, goes to Lil Red Vet, as a cutting the track penalty by Roll Pounce turns this into a power jam for Rage City. Roll Pounce comes in on the outside. KY trying to hold her up, but she gets out. Another 5 points on the board.
Rage City working their way towards that triple digit.
And that's going to do it. Lil Red Vet comes through on the inside line this time. 5 more points. That's 100 points on the board for Rage City. Cheyenne continuing to struggle. Their penalty box currently full. All seats occupied.
Inside line pass by Lil Red Vet.
Lil Red Vet on the inside for 5 more. And Roll Pounce returns. She returns, though, too close to the pack. You got to go at least 20 feet in front of the pack, so she's going to get an illegal procedure. She's going back to the box. We'll add another 30 seconds to the power jam for Lil Red Vet. Really not what Cheyenne wants right now.
An unfortunate penalty, but it is in the rules. Skaters got to follow them rules.
That's funny. And Cheyenne is having a tough time doing that today, and that's really where we're seeing this deficit for Cheyenne. Because again, as we said earlier, when they're out there, when they're together, and they're following the rules, they're doing a really great job. Unfortunately, they continue to hemorrhage their jammer and their blockers, and it's just making it a little easier for Rage City to put those points on the board.
Indeed.
Down as much as possible. Now we've got Anna Smash
The last few seconds, we literally have 3 seconds on the period clock when that jam started.
There was also a jam today as well.
And Genetically Evil jamming in a power jam situation. Comes up against Bangarang Faye at the front of the pack there. Bangarang Faye, though, able to drive her out to the outside. She picks up a forearm call in the process, and so she's going to go sit. Now, Roll Pounce coming back on the track before Genetically Evil sits means 30 seconds for Cheyenne. Lead jammer has not been awarded. Roll Pounce is eligible. She's just got to get out of that tough pack.
Tough pack it is indeed, but we have got all 4 Capitals on track, and they're doing a very good offensive play work. As we said, when they are on the track, they are fantastic. Roll Pounce picking up lead jammer with help from her friends.
Now Roll Pounce coming around to a stopped pack waiting for her, and she is looking to get through and put some points on the board before the half for Cheyenne. Big hit by Tiger, but Roll Pounce able to maintain her track position. 5 points go on the board for Cheyenne.
Genetically Evil has been released from the penalty box, but she's working her way round clockwise before re-entering into the pack, which allows Roll Pounce a little bit more time fighting against that wall.
Roll Pounce going to go ahead and call off the jam. She probably didn't need to because Genetically Evil was still on her initial pass, but being safe, she wanted to call, didn't want to take the chance that any points were going to be earned. Cheyenne earning 8 points on that jam brings them a little closer to Rage City. They are going to have to come back really strong and really clean in the second half.
41 plays, 110. We've got just under 10 minutes half-time break, and we'll catch you back on this game here on this track.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of Game 2 on Saturday here at Mayday Mayhem 2015 in rainy Loveland, Colorado. If you're out there in the area, you ought to come by because you can't be outside, doing sportsy things. So come watch some sportsy stuff. You are currently seeing on the track, you're actually currently seeing our faces. On the track, we've got Durango warming up for their bout coming up next. We're about to get back into the action, though, with Rage City versus Cheyenne. So, Holly, during the first half, Cheyenne had a lot of struggles. They gave up so many penalties on both sides of the star. Lots of blockers going to the penalty box, lots of jammer penalties, and that did not play into their favor. Rage City, though, came out really strong, showing some very effective blocking and very effective jamming. What do you think Cheyenne will need to do in the second half to pull things together?
To put it very bluntly, they need to play as clean as possible. We've seen them on track working wonders in the pack, brilliant blocking. Their jammers are strong and tough, but they need to keep their players on the track to manage to slow down Rage City and build up their own score.
I absolutely agree with that. And the Rage City rollers just need to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, their blockers have been very strong. Their jammers have been able to escape the pack and just grab that lead jam a majority of the time during the first half. We are now about to get right back into the action. We're going to start with a power jam for Rage City, not something Cheyenne wants. Roll Pounce sitting in the box with the star on her head. And jamming for Rage City is Painmaker Sally, and she's able to walk right around the outside line there and grab lead for Rage City.
And final 7 for Cheyenne. Bisco
picks up a multiplayer, which takes the Capitals down to just 3 blockers in this power jam against them. Hannah Smashed Hannah doing her best to slow down Painmaker Sally, unable to hold her back completely. A static pack here on turn number 2, the action right in front of us. Big hit there by the Rage City blocker, jammer. Painmaker Sally just forcing her way through.
But Painmaker Sally going to pick up a penalty for that hit. So Roll Pounce, returning from the penalty box, is now on her initial pass on a power jam for Cheyenne. She's not eligible for lead because lead was already given, so we're going to go for the full jam, but this could be an opportunity for Cheyenne to increase their score since they have the only jammer out there right now.
And they've got their 4 blockers on track as well.
And so does Rage City, though, and Rage City has shown they can really kill a penalty. Multiplayer block on Tiger means they lose a blocker, so 5 points go on the board for Roll Pounce, and we're now matched points for this jam as Painmaker Sally coming back in. Roll Pounce tries to call off the jam. It might have worked. The ref wasn't fooled, though. We're going to keep going in this jam. Both jammers now in, looking for score, and we're going to see who can make the most on this jam, because that's what it comes down to when you have a 2-minute jam.
Indeed. Wikipedia for Rage City doing a very good job of knocking Roll Pounce out and down. Roll Pounce just managing to keep herself down and off the track before she re-enters back on behind. And keeping herself clean has worked wonders as we have Painmaker Sally picking up a back block penalty. Roll Pounce picking up now 5 points. This is what the Capitals need. They can start powering up with a power jam, picking up more and more points.
We're just here. We're not going away yet. We're still here.
Roll Pounce picks up 2 more points in that very final pass.
Does look like 5 points were earned by Painmaker Sally before she went to the box. So really only a 3-point gain for Cheyenne on that jam. But Cheyenne in a very good position right now with a power start. MC Slamma on the line with the star, and a full 4 blockers on the track for Cheyenne. They just need to keep it that way. Rage City also with a full 4, so 4 on 4 in the pack as MC Slamma gets ready to take this jam.
Offense going straight in off the whistle, but Hot Donna managing to knock MC Slamma to the outside on turn number 1.
Nice screen by Cheyenne, keeps the blockers from being able to take MC Slamma too far back. She starts her journey back through, gets hung up by Batmam. Batmam drives her to the outside, but she's able to come right back on. Meanwhile, Painmaker Sally returning from the penalty box is hit to the outfield and going to be recycled. Back block on KY, so she's gone. MC Slamma lead jammer. Wow, so much action just happened right there. Painmaker Sally taken to the outside by Rockscar here and recycled. MC Slamma recycled by Hot Donna and Gunner.
There's a lot going on right there. Jammer's working wonders. Beautiful spinning turnaround by MC Slamma, picking up 5 more points for the Capitals.
Painmaker Sally finds her way out. So MC Slamma going in, maybe one more scoring pass for her before this jam is going to be shut down, I'm sure. Slamma comes in, goes to the floor. She calls off the jam. The ref did not blow the whistle right away, so Painmaker Sally made her way in. Did she pick up points? Yes, 4-4 on that pass.
Yeah, a low block penalty issued on Rage City. Blocker, I think that's Tiger, which was committed on
MC Slamma.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was why the call-off was a little weird there, because she was signaling from the ground, but the ref was issuing the penalty to Tiger at that point in time. The jam doesn't end, though, until the 4th whistle. So This time we got Little Red Vet at the front there, making her way past Hannah Smash Tana for lead jammer. Her Majesty kind of stuck at the back of the pack, gets a shove from Hannah Smash Tana, but she also picks up a cutting the track penalty. It is Power Jam once again for Rage City.
Little Red Vet now reaching the pack. She's pushing up against that 3-wall, managing to get them to pick up a little bit of speed, but the blockers are quite solid. A little nudge by Smash Tana, but Little Red Vet again just stepping over with those legs, just barely breaking her stride. Just takes a nice big step over. Hardly anything brushing off on those hits. Oh, Hannah Smash Tana decides she's heard what I've been saying, clearly. Gives a good solid knock to the outside. Little Red Vet deciding to call that jam to an end. 132 points to Rage City, 63 to the Capitals. And we've got 24 minutes and 45 seconds left of this game.
Full pack as we get ready for the next jam. Genetically Evil jamming unopposed for Rage City. Currently, Her Majesty is in the penalty box.
Are the constant presence in some way, shape, or form, and they maintain that level of intensity the entire time.
Everybody's set up for the passive offense, but then we get a lot of offense from Rage City, kind of sweeping the pack into the inside, hoping to get Jen through, but Jen gets hung up on Rockscar. Now Hot Donna looking to take Rockscar out of the equation, but Rockscar doesn't let it happen. The pack starts to stretch out. Genetically Evil with just 2 to beat as Rockscar picks up a penalty. Genetically Evil makes her way out, and lead jammer, that penalty was a forearm call for Rockscar.
Rockscar was doing a brilliant job there, though, just completely ignoring the defensive play and offensive play from Rage City. Her Majesty's now broken out of the pack, having been released from the penalty box, and we have a little jammer tussle going on.
Her Majesty breaks.
I like that word. Can you just keep saying tussle?
Tussle. Little tussle going on. Her Majesty, again, as we said before in the first half, she just puts the pressure on. She doesn't matter. She doesn't seem to mind to her whether she's lead or not. She's powering around, and she's going to get points, or she's going to force the other jammer to call it.
And that's really the strategy that Cheyenne needs to stick with, is if they don't get lead, then shut down the jam as soon as possible. We're going to go into an official timeout. It's a great time to remind you that all of this beautiful derby action is being brought to you by ColoradoSports.TV, locally owned and operated here in Colorado. We bring you all kind of sports action and all kind of derby action all the time. This wonderful weekend is free to the viewing audience, but it's not free to put on. We do ask that you go ahead and hit that donate now button. Just give a little back for all this beautiful derby coverage being brought to you for this weekend here at Mayday Mayhem. Ice Crystal versus Miss Enigma as we get into the next jam, and Ice Crystal gets up front really fast. Hannah Smash Tana stops her at the last second there, but she is able to make it out and around. Lead jammer goes to Rage City.
Miss Enigma trying to find the outside line, manages to break past 3 and does manage to push her way past Gunner. Juice Gunner to break out of the pack.
Ice Crystal coming in on a scoring pass finds only Hannah Smash Tana at the back. One blocker is not an effective way to manage a pack, so she's able to break her way through and get 4 on the pass. It's really tough. Hannah Smash Tana has been a shining blocker, but when you're out there by yourself and there's 4 blockers from the other team, it makes it pretty tough to stop a jammer from the other team.
Indeed. Hannah Smash Tana as well, providing a lot of the forward-facing defensive work and trying to cover a whole track working backwards. Even the most skilled skater will state that backwards is going to be a little bit trickier than playing forwards.
All right, whistle has blown. The jammer's coming slowly up to the pack there. Big hit by Painmaker Sally, and a low block being issued to number 35, Bomb Dylan, off to the penalty box. You go. Lead jammer Painmaker Sally. Roll Pounce, meanwhile, kind of stuck in the pack at the moment, but she makes her way out with a nice little zigzag through the pack.
She does break out, and she starts her scoring pass.
Playmaker Sally finding a nice easy pass again. The Capitals split. There's only 2 blockers on track, and they were front and back of the pack. A little duck around giving her 4 more points, and calling that jam to an end. 145 to the Rage City All-Stars, 63 to the Capitals. We have just under 22 minutes left of this game. It's not out of Cheyenne's reach, but they do have to shake up their style of play.
They really are going to have to make some changes. I mean, 20 minutes is going to be quite a crunch to catch up now, so they've got to turn on the magic right now. MC Slamma jamming for Cheyenne, Little Red Vet for Rage City, and Little Red Vet currently lead jammer, and every time she's out there, with the exception of the one time she got hung up by Cheyenne, she's been able to grab that lead jammer. MC Slamma now out, and look, you can see as she comes out of the pack, she immediately turns on that speed, starts to go toward the pack. She's at least looking to shut down the points gain for Rage City.
Almost unopposed. Little Red Vet found that outside line, picks up full 4 points. I think the Capitals were caught snoozing there, thinking she'd go for that inside line, but she's got the speed and the power to take that outside line, and took it indeed.
Yeah, those long legs certainly help get you around the outside quicker.
I need a pair.
I'm with you. I need a pair too. I actually need a new right leg myself.
We'll have to see if we can borrow you one.
There you go. But yeah, that was beautiful. I mean, and great assessment. You're coming in so fast as a jammer, you really have to look and see where is my best opportunity. And look at that. Genetically Evil found her best opportunity right in kind of the middle outside lane. She was right through and out. Scruella DeVille tried to hold her up, but she's out in lead jammer.
Yeah, just some very good tactical play by Genetically Evil, making sure she just didn't even need to engage until the opposition was completely out of play. Her Majesty finds that inside line, keeping herself nice and low, just glancing off any blows that come through. She breaks free of the pack. Genetically Evil furiously signaling to her team, get to the front, speeding up the pack. As Her Majesty comes through, she puts on a bit of power, and indeed, she sneaks a single point there. So a slow call off by Genetically Evil, but she was indicating to her pack what she wanted them to do.
I think she was hoping they would get to the front and start racing the pack, because at this point, really, all Rage City needs to do is burn off time, and that would have been one way for them to burn off some time and maintain where they're at currently. I mean, they're 90 points ahead. Really and truly, unless Cheyenne turns on the magic, all they've got to do is burn off the clock.
A completely clear penalty box, which will work in the Capitals' favor, and indeed they are already slowing it down.
Ice Crystal jamming, manages to get to the front, but there is a full 3-wall, and Bisco starts to stretch out the pack. Roll Pound's currently stuck in the back, so the pack kind of stretching both ways right now because Rage City doesn't want to let her get any inches on the track if they can help it. The pack starts to crunch back together there, and again, now we're stretching out.
And we do have a power jam.
Power jam because a forearm going to Roll Pounce. Again, not something Cheyenne wants at this point in the game.
And they've now lost their pivot.
And they've lost a blocker as well. However, we've still not seen a break from Ice Crystal. I think this is the longest she's actually been held before breaking free of the pack. Nearly a minute. That's 55 seconds before lead is awarded to Ice Crystal.
And it harkens back to what we said. When Cheyenne is out there all together, they're able to really do a good job. They really looks like they need to focus on their forearms calls, though the last couple of penalties there were all because of forearms. And Hannah Smashed Hannah picking up a penalty as well. Puts just Bisco on the track as Ice Crystal comes around for a scoring pass, picks up all 5. We're going to see Cheyenne start with just one blocker and Rage City at full strength.
This is going to be tough for the Capitals.
Especially as it's going to be a power start for Painmaker Sally. And Painmaker Sally has been one of the most successful jammers. Well, all of the jammers for Rage City have been very successful. But Painmaker Sally's been really good at finding that way through all 4 of those blockers. And now there's just one to worry about. So she's going to juke her and go right on through.
2 seconds before being awarded lead. Very swift work there. But Cheyenne now throwing on almost the remainder of their team. Roll Pounce having removed the star from her head. And is working her way through. She may still be looking to do a star pass, but it looks like it's just a star stash as Roll Pounce splits from the pack. Same time as Painmaker's Sally calls that jam to an end, having already picked up a set of 5 points. 164 plays 64, 100-point difference. I can count that one.
Yeah, that one's easy math. I can do that one too.
16 minutes and 15 seconds now remaining on the clock.
With the star.
Lil Red Vet versus MC Slamma on the jam line. And at this point, with 16 minutes left, it is going to be tough for Cheyenne to make a complete comeback, but they can certainly close the score gap.
The Capitals currently with a blocker advantage. As I say that, Rockscar is taking off for a forearms. And we do have lead jammer awarded to Rage City. MC Slammer has picked up a cutting penalty as well. This is exactly what the Capitals do not need, as Little Red Vet makes her way up the inside line. Just a little skip with her feet, but a fairly easy pass for her. 5 points now added on.
And she's coming back in. KY at the outside there, dives in for her. She ends up going to the outfield, but gonna pick up a skating out of bounds penalty. So KY went in for that hit, and Little Red Vet went to avoid it, and you can't just skate off the track anymore, so that was a skating out of bounds. MC Slam is going to get released. She was already standing, so Little Red Vet's going to be gone for at least 20 seconds. As MC Slamma comes in, she's waiting for Rockscar, who is also returning, to get in there to give her some offense, and comes in and gets hung up in the pack there.
Cheyenne now with 3 blockers back on track against the 4 for Rage City. It's a tough work here though for MC Slammer, being recycled back quarter of a track by Tiger. And Little Red Vet, having broken out of the penalty box, is now in the pack, pushing her way through again, just striding her feet over those legs of Hannah Smash Tanner, and 4 more points added to Rage City on that pass. MC Slammer looking a little bit worse for wear as she exits the pack, but she's still putting that speed back on. Little Red Vet trying to call that jam to an end, but having been in the penalty box, she's not allowed to do that.
Exactly. MC Slamma coming in, almost getting some points as the jam comes to an end.
But looking very visibly shattered from that jam. It was a tough one for her, just not able to keep that spurt going to pick up any points. But she has still got over 13 and a half minutes left in this game. She may want to be saving herself for some more tough work later on.
Rockscar leaving the track has been fouled out of the game, so Cheyenne now down a player on the bench. As we get into the next jam, Genetically Evil already pushing on the last blocker there as Vivian Lamout comes in trying to take her out.
We've got Hooked on Onyx jamming for the first time for the Capitals. She's finding it tough, and she can't pick up lead. That's already been awarded to Rage City, but she's pushing her way on her toe stops just against one last blocker. Keeps herself on the track around Hot Donna, breaks free. But we already have a scoring pass being started by Genetically Evil. She manages to pick up 4 points and holds Hooked on Onyx to 0. Yes, we have had the foul out, but it does actually bring our teams to an equal level. Both of them now have 13 skaters on their benches to choose from, as Rage City only started with 13.
They always compete hard against each other.
So evening the odds a little bit, although Rage City, it didn't affect them having 1 player short so far in this game, as we're seeing. Roll Pounce jamming for Cheyenne, caught at the back as Ice Crystal jamming for Rage City gets caught at the front. KY and Scruella DeVille, the last 2 to go as the pack starts to stretch out. She's able to get out lead jammer. An out-of-play block on KY sends Cheyenne, one of the Cheyenne blockers off, putting him back down to 2 on the track.
Roll Pounce having a tough time being knocked to the outside, but we've only got 2 blockers left on the track for Rage City. And Roll Pounce uses her agility rather than her power to break free of the pack.
Ice Crystal, as she comes in, it ends up getting a low block penalty as she's trying to make her way through the Cheyenne wall. That makes it a power jam now for Cheyenne, and it's going to be a full 2-minute jam. We got about 1:05 remaining. This is what Cheyenne needs. It would benefit them more if they had lead, but it's certainly an opportunity for them to put as many points on the board as they can.
Bisco trying to provide some offense, but none needed as the Rage City girls split themselves apart, and Batman indeed picking up a blocking out of play penalty. Would take them down to just 2, but they've had number 313, Wicked Speedio, return back. Roll Pounce spins away round, but picks up a cut track penalty. Not able to keep herself off track long enough on that spin.
Ice Crystal, meanwhile, already returned, so full 30-second power jam once again for Rage City as the whistles just continue to blow in the pack. I'm not sure, and there's a Cheyenne blocker picking up a penalty and another one picking up an out-of-play penalty. So at this point in the game, we're just seeing everybody go to the penalty box. We're playing musical chairs in the penalty box.
Easy toe-stop work through the inside line for Ice Crystal. Picks up 4 more points, so 10 points to the Capitals in that jam.
Jammers flying in, jammers flying out.
At the moment, it looks like it's 10 points to Rage City as well.
Keeping that defensive. You will not pass. We'll make life as tough as possible.
191 for Rage City playing against 74 for Cheyenne's Capitals. Just under 10 minutes, and we're going into an official timeout. Please remember, check out derbysupply.net's high altitude if you've got any roller derby needs. They've got skates, plates, wheels, bearings, laces, stoppers, shorts, t-shirts, caps, nuts, bolts.
Pretty much anything you could possibly want. Really.
Kit you out in one store. Looks like they're posing for a photograph here on the pivot line.
Almost. I mean, it almost looks like the NSOs and the skaters are all posing for a photograph. It looks like the NSOs just making sure everybody's reported to the penalty box. The refs having some discussion about penalties. The coach for Rage City, Prof D, doing some talking with his people. The Coach Dirty for Cheyenne, doing some discussion with his team as well. I know he went to the middle at the end there as the timeout was called, had some discussion with the refs about that out-of-play call. He wasn't happy with that. But it is what it is. And, of course, up at the front of the pack, you've got Bangarang Faye and Hannah Smashed Hannah, 2 very good blockers from Cheyenne who've done some really good work together. And they were kind of holding on to each other, kind of like we've seen them do all game. And it's been paying off for them. They work really well together as a team.
As we said there, the Capitals really struggling when they've only got 2. Let's see if Hannah Smashed Hannah and Boom Boom can keep it together.
Painmaker Sally coming right up into Hannah Smashed Hannah, and now in the middle of Hannah Smashed Hannah and Bangarang Faye. Bangarang Faye stretching out the pack. Hannah Smashed Hannah, though, unable to hold Painmaker Sally. She's out for lead. Her Majesty returns to the track, coming in hot, and she's going to pick up a back block call immediately. She's going back to the penalty box. Power jam again for Painmaker Sally and Rage City.
And Painmaker Sally doing the best, working away around the outside line, picking up 5 points. She's been so effective for Rage City. I'm sure she'll be trying to rack up their points as they're coming up. Nice, easy inside line move. A bit of baiting from Gunnar, their pivot to the outside line, managing to take Cheyenne just down to 2 blockers on the jammer. And of course, Painmaker Sally, 2 blockers is nothing for her. Oof.
Nice, beautiful hit by the birthday girl, Bomb Dylan, taking Painmaker Sally out. And Painmaker Sally went down hard. Looks like she wanted to go ahead and call off that jam anyway. She saw Her Majesty standing, wants to give a power start to the next jammer. Great time to call it off.
Well, she's picked up 14 points already in that jam, so 205 points to Rage City, 74 to Cheyenne. And we're into our last 8.5 minutes of this game.
Waterhouse Road doing a great job of putting this event together.
Definitely want to give a shout out during this break to the Slaughterhouse Derby girls, who put this event on for 5 years running now. This is the 5th year of Mayday Mayhem, and it's Little Red Vet who's lead jammer.
We now have a clear penalty box. But give it a few seconds. Her Majesty's just picked up a cutting penalty as Little Red Vet takes a back block penalty. So we've now got jammers packing on the speed to try and hit those seats first. Her Majesty briefly in moments beforehand. Little Red Vet also now being released from the penalty box. So a full 2-minute jam.
That was so crazy. Oh, man. That was the first time we've seen both jammers go off the track at the same time. And it was like instantaneous penalties given to both there. And Her Majesty finds her way through after doing a helmet cover stash. She's out and not eligible for lead. Neither jammer is. So now it's just time to rack up points. Cheyenne's blockers, meanwhile, doing a really good job holding up Little Red Vet. So this could be a chance for Cheyenne to crawl closer to Rage City's 205.
Little Red Vet just sneaks away around that outside line, being awarded 4 points.
Her Majesty is still stuck in the pack and being recycled. We're all about recycling here in northern Colorado.
Keeping it green.
That's it.
Her Majesty, beautiful, nice lazy spin there, making sure she was keeping in the track lines as she makes her way out. She has picked up 5 points for the Capitals on that pass.
Little Red Vet already in for a scoring pass too, taking to the infield, taking off her helmet cover, and Her Majesty being recycled. Tiger off to the penalty box, going to put one person in the penalty box, and Rage City down one blocker.
And the Capitals keeping themselves on the track.
Her Majesty through for 4. Little Red Vet coming through, going to pick up her own set of 4.
I think both jams will be happy.
And the jam comes to an end. Ultimate ending of the jam, 8-9. Cheyenne gaining 1 point on Rage City during that jam.
It's a lot of work for 1 point, but when you're in that situation, it could have worked out so much worse. Her Majesty picking up the first penalty. It could have been a full-on power jam for Rage City. I think Cheyenne were just very fortunate that they had the repeat power jam back in their favor.
It looks like some points weren't on the board when we said that, though. They actually got 13 on the jam in that last jam. Now back into the next jam. We've got Genetically Evil already at the front of the pack. MC Slam at the back of the pack. Both jammers working. MC Slam, a beautiful spin around that back wall. She makes her way out. It's a little late. Genetically Evil finds the front first, but MC Slam really turning on the speed and closing that gap very quick. The pack starts to race away.
Capitals at the front, Gunner doing her best for Rage City to try and pull out a blocker for Genetically Evil, but Genetically Evil sees the pack speed, sees MC Slammer's speed, and with a hug calls that jam to an end.
I love that it ended with a hug between the two jammers. That was great. It was one of those moments when I was really trying to do this, and you're just right there with me. So I'm going to end it, and we'll give each other a hug, and we'll take a breath, because that was a fast pack.
It was indeed. We got just under 5 minutes, 213 to Rage City against 87 to Cheyenne's Capitals. 1 blocker for Capitals in the penalty box, so they've just got 3 here, trying to slow down Ice Crystal. Good hit to the inside there by Vivian, lay him out. And Ice Crystal still being recycled, but she powers her way through and breaks for lead jammer.
Miss Enigma, meanwhile, stuck at the back of the pack there. Takes a hit from Hot Donna earlier on and taken to the outside. Now she's taken to the outside once again, and that's by number 26, Batmam. And she's recycled way back. She takes off her helmet cover, hoping maybe to sneak through. Meanwhile, Ice Crystal makes it look so easy with 5 points on the board.
Capitals struggling to work out whether to play offense or defense.
The star has been passed to Vivian Layamout, who is the pivot, and she now has the star in hand as Ice Crystal comes through, puts another 5 on the board. Vivian getting recycled, struggling, looking to put the helmet cover on, maybe, but as she's coming back in, but then gets hung up and ends up picking up and cutting the track penalty. Power jam, Rage City.
Off to the box.
With 4 blockers on the track, can the Capitals slow down Ice Crystal? Her Majesty picking up a penalty there.
Will send Bisco to the penalty box.
And just hemorrhaging blockers now. The box for the Capitals is full. Miss Enigma trying to hold up Ice Crystal, but Ice Crystal puts another 5 on the board. Already 20 points on the jam. Still 20 seconds for her to do as much points as she wants. And look how easy it was. The Rage City wall just kind of formed a little sandwich around the 2 blockers for Cheyenne, and Ice Crystal just able to come on through. Vivian Laymout returning from the penalty box meets that full wall of 4 and gets hung up. Jam comes to an end.
Nice little hit there at the end by Miss Enigma, just taking Ice Crystal off and slowing her down from picking up too many points. She picks up 2.
27-point jam for Ice Crystal that time. Beautiful.
Jam was ended, and
under 2.5 minutes left in this game. Rage City on 240 points. Capitals are on 87, but we've got an official timeout being called. Please do click that donate button, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you are close by in Colorado, at which point I'd say come down and watch it live because the atmosphere is going to be absolutely buzzing. But if you're watching it from afar, as I hope I've got some friends watching from afar, I do have friends, please click that donate button. Without you donating, we wouldn't be able to continue putting on some fantastic games and other sports on ColoradoSports.TV.
I still don't believe that Holly has any friends. I'm just kidding, of course. What time is it back home for you, I wonder?
I wrote it down somewhere.
Because are people even still up out there?
There are, yeah. We'll be coming up to 6 o'clock, 6:15 maybe.
So just about tea time.
Yeah. Good time to watch some derby.
That's it. Eat some biscuits and watch some roller derby.
Jaffa cake time.
Jaffa cake. I love those things.
Oof. Stumbling through. Is that Onyx? Hooked on Onyx. Picking up lead jammer for the Capitals. Working hard, but it worked out well for her. And we've got the helmet cover being removed by Painmaker Sally.
And Onyx coming in fast and hot, looking for those points, picks up a low block penalty. Really not what Cheyenne wanted. Painmaker Sally makes her way out of the front of the pack. She is not lead, but it's a power jam. It's all the points for Painmaker Sally now.
Painmaker Sally reaching the back of the pack. Rage City keeping themselves away and letting Painmaker just to push her way through. She's very effective at doing so. And pushing out of play on Screwella DeVille, picks up another 5 points for Rage City.
Pack waits for her in turn number 3 as she comes around. She's going kind of slow because, you know what? There's no rush. They have the huge lead. There's just a minute left. They're just burning time. She's going to go ahead and put points on the board, of course, because why not? There's another 5, but there's no rush for her to get in there. She's trying to play as clean as possible so that they don't end up with a more penalty, and they don't want to give up any more points to Cheyenne than they have to. Again, like you said, points differentials make a difference in this tournament. And as I say that, of course, she comes in, gets a back block penalty, and Onyx also coming in, picking up a back block penalty. So Painmaker Sally sits for a second, she gets back up. Onyx sits for a second, she gets back up. We'll get back into the action.
I know this loses the lead jammer advantage for Rage City, but it will help them burn down that clock. This will go for a few more seconds, and Painmaker Sally picks up 5 points in the dying seconds of this jam. Hooked on Onyx, stuck at the back.
Immediate timeout called by Cheyenne's coach, which I expected. The clock ticking down to, looks like 10 seconds right now. They're probably going to correct that by a couple seconds. But it means we'll get at least one more jam in before the end of this bout. Yeah, it looks like 2 seconds more, so 12 seconds on the clock. Keep in mind, if the period clock runs out and we're in the middle of a jam, we wait until the jam comes to its conclusion before the game is considered done.
255 for Rage City, 90 points for Cheyenne's Capitals. But as we said, not only within the games and the brackets today, the points matter so much, but also, as you've reliably informed us, these are sanctioned games. So it's going to be working towards their WFTDA rankings as well. So the Capitals want all those points in these last few seconds in this additional jam. They're going to want to get as many points back from Rage City as they can do.
The likes of MC Slammer, the likes of Screw, who really played a great game here today. Can't take that away from them. Indeed, in fact,
There's the game on whistle. Little Red Vet taking on Miss Enigma for this last jam of the game. All the players on the board. As we get going, it looks like Miss Enigma goes to the outside, Little Red Vet goes to the inside. Little Red Vet driving on that wall. Multiplayer on Vivian Layham puts Cheyenne down a blocker. Miss Enigma comes in, stays up on one foot, and then takes an immediate hit from Genetically Evil and is into the infield, recycled.
The Red Vet still having trouble trying to break through on that inside line, so the Capitals doing a good job of just being three. And it is Miss Enigma who picks up lead jammer. The Capitals, you can hear the crowd cheering for her. However, Cheyenne taken down to just 2 blockers on the track.
That makes it a little easier for Little Red Vet to get out of that pack. It was almost 45 seconds there before she was out. So again, Cheyenne doing a great job with the blocking.
We've had Hannah Smash Tanner take the helmet cover. She's trying to force her way through on that solid wall, and she does. Keeps herself on the inside line. Picks up 4 points.
Little Red Vet makes her way through, picking up 4 points. Now, as Miss Enigma, or has it been Hannah Smash Tanner the whole time? Maybe I am just blind. Hannah Smash Tanner coming in, looking to jump over the apex. Picks up a penalty. She's into the penalty box. However, that looks like it was her last penalty, so they're going ahead and sending her off for a foul out. She turns over the jammer star. We're going to play this out with Gunner, now the jammer for Rage City, going to finish out the jam. We are going to go to the end because there's no lead jammer.
Great work to watch these two teams going at it.
Gunner picks up 5 more points for Rage City. This is her first time jamming in this game.
It is. Gunner is not normally a jammer. She does wear the pivot cap a lot. They weren't lead anyway. I think perhaps Little Red Vet got a little winded there, and she's like, here, you do it. And it didn't hurt anything for them, and they still managed to get 13 points on the jam.
Indeed, a good power there at the end by Gunner, managing to rack up those final few points. 4 points awarded to Hannah Smash Tanner before she fouled out of the game. So 94 to 268 is our unofficial final.
I'm going to say there's not a big math issue by the scorekeepers. I'm pretty sure they can do math. So I'm going to give this one to Rage City, even before the unofficial final.
That's risky.
It is a little risky, but I'm certain that even if there are some score adjustments, it's not going to be that big of an adjustment. And as a matter of fact, the teams are even going ahead and taking their laps. Rage City really bringing it here, really going hard, bringing all they've got. They want to enter this bracket as high as they can. And as I said, the next set of games that we're going to start playing are going to be the bracketed play for the women's bracket here at Mayday Mayhem 2015. The Capit All-Stars really doing a good job, especially as we pointed out a number of times, whenever they were on the track together and they were playing and not getting penalties, they were able to really do some good work against Rage City. However, penalties plagued them the entire time, and we saw that was kind of the demise for Cheyenne here.
With 2 foul outs and many times having just singular players on the track. I think you can sum up this game by saying the cleaner you play, the better you'll do. Unfortunate for the Capitals, but a really good play by Rage City. Let's not take it away from them. They played very solidly. Their jammers were brilliant and efficient, and their packs kept on recycling back in the Capital jammers. So really good work by Rage City. Capitals suffering from their penalties, but the score given as it is, 268 to Rage City 94 to the Capitals.
That's going to do it for this game on Track 2. Thank you so much for joining us at Mayday Mayhem 2015 on ColoradoSports.TV. I'm Bangers and Smash.
And I've been Holly Sheet.
Have a great day.